with Miss Mina.
Hey guys! Hope you're having a fantastic day wherever you're in the world. You know the dresses I danced in? Those I wore in high school. That's over 12 years ago. It's crazy how time flies. I asked you on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, do you have any questions for me regarding food, travel, life? So we're gonna be answering as many of those as possible today. In food talks, we always eat something together. It could be something big, it could be something small, depends on how hungry I am. Today, mommy made some kimbap. She just said she felt like making it. This container has all the ends of the kimbap roll, and these ones are from everything inside the ends. I personally like the kimbap ends. They have strands of ingredients just popping out like a cityscape. Like New York City. Let us study the anatomy of this kimbap. We have spinach, yellow radish, carrot, egg, as well as sesame seeds. And of course, white rice and the seaweed. There's also fish cake in that. Danny EXO! Traveling alone can be very scary to a lot of women. What advice would you give to those who want to travel solo but may be too afraid to actually do it? The first time you do a lot of things in life can be a little daunting. Flying for the first time can be intimidating for some people. Swimming for the first time you do public speech, that could be woohoo! Once you try traveling alone and you love it, you will always want to travel alone. But traveling alone is not for everyone. Some people love sharing experiences with other people, especially with their family and friends. For me personally, I grew up as an only child, so I'm used to being alone, so I don't get lonely easily. I always find a way to entertain myself, whether it's people watching, reading, or writing, doing art. So what advice would you give to those who want to travel solo? If you want to do it, do it. Go for it. And don't have too many second thoughts. You should always be a little bit cautious. It depends on which country you go to. You know, in some countries, gender equality is very apparent. Also, depending on how you look, it can affect your safety. For example, before I went to Thailand and Vietnam by myself, a lot of my friends who've never been to Thailand and Vietnam, they were saying, okay, you have to be really careful. I heard that, you know, people's purses get snatched and just, you know, they drag them down the street, and I heard all these horror stories. In Thailand and Vietnam, no one tried to steal my stuff. When I went to Paris twice, people tried to steal my stuff. However, it's not to say that Paris is 100 times more dangerous than Vietnam or Thailand. Even though I'm born and raised in America, because I look Asian, I blend in a bit more with the crowd. Wherever you go in the world, you just gotta be careful, whether you're a woman or a man. So to sum it all up, don't be so fearful to travel alone. Try it. You know, be wary of which countries you go to. Leave all your expensive jewelry, your expensive clothes that you don't want to spill on when you eat street food. Leave all that at home. You don't want to wear all these fancy earrings and necklaces on the street when you travel and be a walking advertisement for thieves. Besides, the lighter you pack, when you bring only the essentials, it's going to be so much easier to travel around. Francine, do-it-yourself co. When you travel, do you research about what or where to eat beforehand, or do you look for restaurants and food places on the day itself? I do both. Even months before I leave for a trip, or before I even start planning for a trip, I just bookmark places that intrigue me. Sometimes I come across a cool Instagram post, or something pops up in my feed on Twitter or even my Facebook, and then I save it all into different files according to different countries. And then when I decide, okay, I'm gonna go to that country, I access that folder, I look through all the things I saved, then I decide, oh, these are things I want to film specifically for vlogging purposes. These other food I want to personally eat, not necessarily vlog like full feature video. When I first started to travel, I used to love planning out my itinerary almost hour by hour, but I've learned that, you know, unexpected things happen during your travels. There are people you'll meet and you want to join forces with. You might get sick, you might miss a bus and there's no taxis. So many unexpected things happen, and that's part of the adventure. If you have a planned itinerary and you want to follow it spot on, it could be frustrating because you're always trying to be on top of it and you're forgetting why you're there to travel. You're there to enjoy the moment, to enjoy the experience. And if you're constantly thinking, what's next, where do I have to be? It's kind of like you're playing tour guide, and it feels like a job. It's not as enjoyable. Now with that said, some people still like to plan their vacations like a lot of stuff. you know, back to back. And you know what? If that's your style, go for it. That's your style. Personally, I like to plan a loose itinerary. Like on this day, this is the highlight. This is the most important thing. Every day, like I have one main thing I need to do. And the rest of the times, it's kind of like I have other things I want to do, but it's okay if I don't do them. Always leave a little bit of room for serendipity. Another thing is, when you meet locals, they'll give you more food recommendations, and it might be even better than the ones you found online. Jamie's on Irvine. What is something that till this very day, you still can't believe you've done, achieved in life? Has it ever happened yet? Will it be about travel or meeting a celeb? Food? If not, what do you hope to experience in the somewhat nearby future? There's a lot of things I want to do in my life, but it's okay if I don't do them all. I have all these things on my bucket list to keep me going, to have something to look forward to. That keeps a fire alive in your soul. One thing I still can't believe I did was being live on the Today Show in Pyeongchang recently in the Winter Olympics. Even when I look back, I don't think I believe this happened. Some of you guys may already know I am super into zombies and post-apocalyptic anything. I don't know what it is, but it intrigues me. One of my dreams is to be in a post-apocalyptic film or show. That said, I don't want the world to really be filled with zombies. Like, I'm not ready. I need to hit the gym and work on my muscles, man. If there's a zombie apocalypse, I'm gonna be one of the first people to go. I mean, most people in this world, they're not trained to survive in the wilderness. We're trained to sit long hours in the computer and learn how to de-stress. That's not gonna kill any zombies. Unless we have robots play games and control them in the real world and kill the zombies. Another thing I really like to do is write a book. The past few years, I kept making it a resolution to write a book. Either it's based on my travels, or I do have some of my own post-apocalyptic ideas, stories. I'm gonna eat a roll every time I finish answering a question. There's a lot of like updates I wanted to give you too. This morning I woke up with a pimple. But conveniently, the pimple, you cannot see it very well. This pimple is hiding underneath the shadows. I couldn't have asked a better place to get a pimple. I mean, it was hidden so well. I don't get lucky like that all the time, so I'm thankful. My sister is going to Korea in October. Is there any tips to give her, like, should she do Airbnb or book a hotel? What's the most comfortable but affordable? And before you say budget, she has one, but she wants to be a safe place. Generally speaking, Korea is very safe. Now, I'm talking about South Korea. North Korea is a different story. We're not gonna get too detailed on that. Budget will always play a part, but if she has enough money and that's not a worry, then yeah, you could stay in Airbnb or hotel. The thing is, it depends on what you want to do. Do you want to cook? Then definitely I would recommend the Airbnb route. Now, some of them are registered, others aren't, and it's hard to tell which ones are and which ones are not. However, a lot of Airbnb in Korea, they don't include a gym. And now hotels, especially higher end hotels, they will have a gym. Keep in mind that just because an Airbnb listing has 4 to 5 stars, it doesn't mean it's really that amazing. It could mean that they had a good relationship with the host. Because when the host is nicer to you, that's part of the higher rating. I should leave some of my mom's hard work. And I have one more end, because Mommy O loves the ends too. Oh, the small end. BRB. And look who's back. We are gonna have celery with almond butter. I can help myself. I know it's still nuts, nutty, but it's butter, okay? It's butter form. And here, flax, sesame seeds,